pumpage from the hatcheries. The hatcheries going to work now, doing their job. He's got a lurk and contain. Okay, observers are out. I was gonna say I didn't know if he was gonna be able to get observers out, but I miscalculated. I guess I underestimated Rock a little bit there. Um, yeah, I mean, like I started to say in the beginning, I didn't used to like him, and then he started doing pretty well in some of Star Leagues, and I had to take him seriously for a few minutes. And then when he just played it just almost just ridiculously against Jelizerg, I was able to count him out in my mind again. I am favoring Jelizerg in this, though. He does have the Observer out, but he's going to... Oh, Jesus Christ, that was a nice storm. Wow, he's going to take down that core, though. A dozen Zerglings getting absolutely obliterated by that storm. That was a beautiful storm, but there was just so many Lings that they were covering a larger area than that. And Jelizerg, I don't know if you noticed, but he actually did react, and he dodged the storm with some of those Zerglings. A lot of the time you'll see a storm go down right in the path, and the Zerglings will just run right through it, and you'll be able to kill just a ridiculous amount of Zerglings because while one is dying, the next is running into the storm and dying as well. But he actually dodged with about half of his Lings away from the storm, maybe a third of his Lings, and was able to get enough through to take down that core. Not a very critical thing right now. He's going to have to stop producing goons for a minute, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem. He was kind of focusing on mostly zealots anyway, expecting, I guess, this ground push by July Zerg. I'm really surprised that July Zerg didn't go for some kind of a Muta thing. You know what? He probably knew because he knew. Never mind. That makes total sense because he knew that Rock. Oh, it looks like two of those were evolution chambers. So he only put down 2 extra hatcheries. I thought he was putting down 4 before. The Corsair's sneaking in here, just trying to see what Jelizerg is doing. He's just got him around. He's just using him to scout. It's a little bit careless of him to lose him instead of being a little bit more sneaky about it, I think. I think he could have kept at least one of those Corsairs alive. And I, I really expect at some point if Rock has a lot of Dragoons now, but I really expect at some point that Jelizerg may actually switch over and get... Never mind. I was going to say he might switch over and go for sometimes even mid-game if the opponent has gone focused too much on Zealots. Zergs will switch over and just get a surprise squad of Mutalisks, especially when they're macroed up. They can get a lot of Mutalisks out at the same time. But I don't think July's going to be doing that. He's going for the hive, so he's probably going to just stick to this ground army and just try and just outplay Rock right here. He does, I think, need to get some more bases, though. Rock getting a 4th base here, so he's going to actually tie Jelizerg in bases. And that's not going to be good for Jelizerg. Protoss units are just so strong against Zerg. And here we see, this is the Rock's first-person view, by the way. Just see him macroing up here, selecting his units, grouping them up together, getting his army all organized so he can 1A, 2A, 3A. And, Jesus, I think, man, Jelizerg is just going nuts. Now there's the extra hatcheries. Now he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 or 9 hatcheries, I think. He's upgrading... Yeah, never mind. There's I just realized kind of what I said earlier. He's definitely just going for this ground stuff. He wouldn't have 3 evolution chambers if he wasn't completely committed to it. Again, you know, if Rock gets just all zealots or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if July just got a few mutas to just stir things up. But Rock has enough Dragoons and Archons around that I don't think July is going to go for anything like that. That wouldn't be terribly smart at this point. July, I think, needs to expand another time or two. It looks like, kind of as I said earlier, he's just sticking with his plan, kind of like I suspected, that he was just going to get a bunch of hatcheries and just go off these 4 bases and do what he could. Oh, sniping 1 Templar! If he can go in there and snipe another Templar, he's going to snipe a second High Templar. Actually, he just attack moved his Lynx, so they stopped attacking the Templar, and there you see the line of Zerglings running through that storm, but I think July just has way too many Zerglings here. Once he takes out those Archons, the Zerglings are going to be able to just completely obliterate the Dragoons. Oh my gosh, complete and utter massacre going on here. July's are just having way too many units. Rock using all of his storms up and not having enough storms in spare. Unfortunately, those Templar, either Rock wasn't paying enough attention because he was macroing his forces, or those Templar were too low on energy and he could not get any extra storms off, because I think I only saw like 4 or 5 storms there, and he only had 4 or 5 Templar. So they must have been low on energy or something like that. But Rock getting absolutely owned there. And now it looks like July's sending his entire army up to this top location to take out the one zealot stopping him from making a hatchery in the top right hand corner. It looks like he's probably going to set up to now that he's taken map control, he's probably going to start taking more bases, like I thought he should. Probably going to take that upper right position since he's just gone and scouted out. And there, he's taken the gas natural of the upper right spawn point. And now, look at the minimap. Look at the glob of yellow heading towards Rock's base. That is just ridiculous. That is all very upgraded Zerglings and Hydralisks. Rock has +2 and some Defilers. Excellent. Rock has +2 weapons, but July has +2 carapace. Nice storm going off. Nice, right on the core of July's army. Critically, he did not take out the Defiler, though. He needs to watch out, though. The Defiler is in a little bit danger. Okay, he actually did pull that back out there. He's got all Hydralisks left, but they're going to be able to mop up this army, and Rock not even paying attention to that army anymore. And Rock not having enough of a backup army to come in and engage those troops. Jesus, man. Yeah, I think at this point it's just going to be all downhill. And when I say downhill, I mean Rock is not just sledding down a hill like a a luge or something comfortable like that and quick. I'm talking like he is fallen down a flight of stairs and he's at the top of a several-story building. Or well, then the stairs would curve, so it'd be hard for him to fall around the corner. So he's at like an Aztec pyramid, and he's falling down the enormous flight of stairs going up to the top. So he's gonna have a long, painful, bruise-filled journey down to the bottom, where at some point during the course of that descent, he will meet his death, and it will be up to Rock as to if he wants to GG after only a couple flights, or if he's going to wait and draw it out and accept more punishment. And here we go. This may actually July. This may be July, the God of War, picking up Rock bodily and throwing him, skipping a few flights and just going for one gigantic fall here. You can see the Overlords closing in on the top and another army closing in the middle. His army is going to occupy Rock's army in the middle. Storms going off. He's going to dodge those storms very nicely. And now the Overlords are coming in the middle. And if Rock brings his army back to deal with these Overlords, the second army of Jelizerg will come into Rock's front door and own that. And he's already lost one expansion. He's not mining much at his main base here. Rock looking very calm considering the circumstances, but he is going to get completely owned now, losing all of his tech. Citadel's going to go down. Nex is probably going to go down in that main base there. And now we see July organizing to mop up from the front door, and oh yes, Ultralisk Cavern. I would not be surprised if his Ultralisks are fully upgraded now. There we finally get to see both players with pretty low minerals. They're both macroing pretty well. Jelizerg with 150 population to Rock's 199 now. So Jelizerg just completely ridiculously overpowering the Rock at this point. Down to 90 population.